Years ago this week, Vanity Fair did their iconic Desperate Housewives cover, which, if you know the lore, was kind of a disaster. The shoot went down in history because it was allegedly the last time that this cast ever did a group shoot together, even though this was season 1, and the show went on to air for another 7 years. And it laid bare two very true realities, one of which was that there was very apparent beef on the set and that, like, these women did not like each other, right? Because I think with a lot of other shows like Sex and the City, or there are other shows where there are rumors of cast feuds, right? Insecure, and then you never, like, get the tea because famous people don't release statements saying, I hate this person, unless you're Kim Cattrall saying it to Sarah Jessica Parker. But, like, because there was a reporter present at the shoot and he just watched them all be terrorized and terrorize each other, it sort of laid bare the fault lines that existed within this cast. And, like, for the rest of the show's run, we fully understood that 3 of the women were friends and one of them was not, and one of them was kind of a bully. But the second thing, and I'm saying this at the top of the video before we get into the gossip, Felicity Huffman, who played Lynette Scavo, understood that the backlash was coming, right? She fully understood that this is a gendered thing that exists in our society, right? For my personal opinion, obviously I'm not speaking as a woman, I'm not a woman, I cannot speak for... There's this sort of, like, Hollywood expectation that whenever you have, like, a big cast of women that they're not going to get along. And I think that more specifically, it's made up of the fact that these are artists and creatives and people with, like, huge egos, and it has nothing to do with their gender or sex. It's more specifically that, like, these are artists who care a lot about their work, and when they're all put in a pressure cooker like this, it creates bad situations, right? There are so many stories of bands of men breaking up, right? Like in the 70s and 80s, all of these like heavy metal bands went nuts, but they don't get labeled as like crazy or hysterical or dramatic because they're all men. But yeah, Felicity Huffman said, we, our society, like to build something up and then tear it down, particularly women, particularly actresses. Terry Hatcher was the most famous of the women because she had been in Lois and Clark. That was always on TNT when I was growing up. And she was a Bond girl in 97. That's Pierce Brosnan. That was my Bond growing up. So she received star billing and was seen as the, like, star of the show. My queen, Marcia Cross, played Kimberly Shaw on Melrose Place, and that's going to be the final part of this Desperate Housewives series. I'm going to talk about the genre of the nighttime soap and Melrose Place being iconic, but she played this absolutely queen, insane woman that was, like, so iconic in the 90s. Kimberly Shaw faked her death, stole a husband, came back, kidnapped someone, tried to give someone a lobotomy, famously, I can't say the word, but, like, attacked the apartment complex where they all lived, Melrose Place. I just reread the article. It is on Vanity Fair's website. You should go read it. But like at the very, very high level, all of the drama was basically around Terry Hatcher taking the center spot, getting there early, taking the clothes that were like the best. The network didn't want them to wear bathing suits. They all ended up wearing bathing suits anyway, so the network was pissed because they wanted to market the show as like a classy situation and not like a trashy nighttime soap. Eva Longoria would text her beef to her publicist so she didn't seem off-putting, whereas Marcia Cross had a meltdown in front of the Vanity Fair reporter. Terry Hatcher had a meltdown in front of the Vanity Fair reporter. Lynette, or Felicity Huffman, was the one who was like the most professional and was just sort of vibing. This was also parodied on SNL a couple of weeks later, so it was bad, you guys. It was really bad. It's actually kind of shocking how unprofessional it was. And also the final piece of the lore, and I think what makes it so iconic, like so many people know this story because Vanity Fair ended up doing a spread, so it splits right in the middle, and Terry Hatcher ended up being right in the center of the page anyway, because Marcia Cross and Felicity Huffman were on the back cover. Or not the back cover, but like you had to open it to see them. Like I said, when you have productions like this that are huge, huge, huge names and huge egos, they're all artists, they all care deeply about their work, I give everyone a pass. It's been 20 years, it just made everyone more iconic, and it just made the show more iconic. Is your show iconic if there isn't a legacy of beef